Welcome, everyone. I'm Sunny and So Sovereign. Welcome back. Today, we're going to go over Chapter 2 of the Bitcoin Diploma, What is Money?, where we go over the properties of money, the psychology of money. So stay tuned. I'm excited to go over this with you guys today. Last week, we went over why do we need money, and that was Chapter 1. So go check that out on our YouTube. Also, follow me on Twitter. I would definitely appreciate it. And again, every week, a new chapter will be coming out, so stay tuned for that. So right into the chapter, let's go ahead and pull that up. Chapter 2 of the Bitcoin Diploma, What is Money? Again, we're going to go over the functions of money, the properties of money, the different types of money, and the psychology of money, such as scarcity, time preference, and trade-offs. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first thing, building upon our exploration of the necessity of money, this chapter explores the core question, what is money? We'll start off with a group discussion and activity. So I'm going to head and pull up, but before we go ahead and get into this, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. I feel like I'm going pretty fast here, but so yeah, definitely, again, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and I think I have everything. Thank you guys for your patience. Let's just go ahead and get right into the activity. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a piece of candy because I know you guys want it. Just kidding, just kidding. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a piece of candy and we're gonna talk about what is money. I definitely want it because this is my favorite candy bar. This is why I chose it. So um let's go ahead. So the activity is going to be, you guys are going to pretend that you guys have this delicious candy bar in front of you guys, right? This Hershey cookies and cream candy bar. We're just going to use our imagination, and you guys have that in front of you guys. And I'm going to ask you if you guys are willing to trade that for $1. So just think about it. If you guys had this candy bar in front of you guys, and I came to you and was like, hey, I'll give you $1 for that candy bar, would you guys give it to me? And we're going to go over a little Quizlet. Let me pull up the Quizlet for you guys. Should have did that. So you guys can see the questions here. And did I lose this Quizlet? Alrighty. So again, imagine this candy. I'll pull up the candy again. Imagine this candy is in your hand right now. Who would trade it for $1? Now, what if that dollar was Monopoly money? Will you guys still trade it? So we're going to go over the first one. Why or why not? Why or why not? I'll give you guys a second. Think about why or why not. And this Quizlet will be in the description. I would love if you guys put your own answers, your own unique answers for your own, again, environment where you guys live, and tell me, what you guys think about money. This will help me, help you, help us understand where we're all at, and to keep this education as beneficial as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and put my answer. And what am I doing here? So maybe I should go on the preview. So why or why not? So real US dollars or any nation's official currency have purchasing power. People accept them because they're backed by the government. Others also accept them and they can be exchanged for real goods and services. Monopoly money doesn't have this trust or backing. It's just paper for play. So this is the reason why people would accept the real dollar, whereas they probably wouldn't accept monopoly money. And we can even take it a step further. So it says any nation's official currency has purchasing power, and that's true. But if you're not in that specific nation, then you're going to have to exchange that currency for that nation's currency. And overall point of that is just the inefficiency in this currency or fiat currency. So let's go to, and I was getting a little bit ahead there. I apologize. I'll reel it back in and let's go to question 2. What makes one bill so desirable and another one as good as trash? So just think about that. And again, I would love if you guys go ahead and go into the description, open up this Quizlet, and give me your answers. So again, what makes one bill so desirable and another one as good as trash? Didn't mean to put that there. I apologize. Trust and acceptance. People believe others will also accept it. Legal backing. Governments declare it as legal tender for debt. Scarcity is not unlimited. Too much the supply devalues it. And stability. People trust that the value won't suddenly disappear. Without these factors, a bill is just ink and paper, essentially worthless. So this what makes one so desirable, and the monopoly money, it's not legal tender. It's not going to be accepted by other stores. It's not scarce. Anyone can go ahead and print it out. You can never tell the difference between one monopoly money and the other. And the stability has no stability at all. So number three, what gives money its value? What gives money its value? Let me go ahead, just mic check. Okay, hopefully everything's still going. So let's go ahead and I'll put in my answers. So, in short, trust, scarcity, and utility. More specifically, fiat money like dollars isn't backed by gold, it's backed by government credibility. People accept it because they know others will. It's a shared belief. Its supply is controlled by central banks to avoid inflation. Um, so, and so on paper, its supply is controlled by central banks to avoid inflation. In practice, we probably are there somewhere close to inflation, but that's why we're here trying to learn about money. Number four, where does money come from and who decides how much to print? Again, I would love your guys' answer depending on where you guys live, your environment. So I will put in my answer right here. Money for us here, at least in the USA, is created by a central bank, such as the Federal Reserve of the US. They decide how much to print or issue based on economic growth, inflation rates, and employment levels. So most money today isn't printed; it's created digitally when banks make loans. Number five, why not print more money and distribute it among everyone equally or as close as equally as we can, right? So this is definitely a great question. I love just the vibe of this question because it just sounds like something a young-hearted person would ask. So it sounds good, but it doesn't work because of inflation. If everyone suddenly has twice as much money, but there are the same number of goods and services, prices will rise because demand goes up, but supply doesn't. The value of each dollar goes down. You can buy less with it, and in extreme cases, this leads to hyperinflation. Venezuela and Zimbabwe already has some history with hyperinflation. So printing more money doesn't create more wealth; it just dilutes what's already there. And again, I would love your guys' answer. I don't. There's really no right or wrong answer. So whatever you put there, you're gonna get your 20 points, and I believe everyone's just gonna always get their 100 points. I don't tell you, huh? But yeah. So get right back into the Bitcoin diploma. Let's go ahead and pull that up. So that was the first activity. Let me make sure I am still recording, so that everything's still good. Hopefully, you guys seen that on the screen. So now let's get into the definition of money. Have you ever stopped to think about what money really is? Ever wonder what makes money? Well, money. Most of us know how to use it, but not many of us understand where it comes from or how it works. Money and excuse me, let me just make sure. I just want to put this a little bit bigger. Just why not? Just for the people at home, right? If it's hard for me, it must probably be a little hard for you. Do you guys got the whole screen there? Okay, definition of money. So where was I? Most of us know how to use it, but not many of us understand where it comes from or how it works. Money is essentially a way to exchange goods and services. It represents the value of these items in a form that can be easily traded. This can take many forms, such as paper notes, metal coins, and electronic payments. Governments or other authorities typically issue and control money, but money is so much more than just a physical or digital medium of exchange. It is like a universal language that allows us to trade with people all around the world, even if we don't speak the same language or have the same culture. For example, you can be on the other side of the world and still speak money by placing a product on a counter and exchanging it for the local currency or using a credit card. Money is like a social contract that allows us to make changes without having to rely on bartering or finding someone who specifically wants what we have to offer. If a group of people started accepting chocolate as payment for most goods and services, chocolate will become money. Although, since it wouldn't, since it would melt in some parts of the world, we might consider it bad money. As French economist Jean, and I do apologize if I butcher this name, Baptiste Say pointed out, money performs but a monetary function in an exchange. And when the transaction is finally closed, it will always be it will always be found that one kind of commodity has been exchanged for another. In other words, money itself doesn't have the power to satisfy human wants. It's just a tool that allows us to trade one commodity for another. A transaction is an exchange. So here's the definition of a transaction: is an exchange or transfer of goods and services. Is a way of exchanging value between two or more parties. So let's see what's going on here. Without money, how easy or feasible would this trade be? Looks like someone's trading apples for cows. Would you trade one cow for 1 million strawberries? What was it, strawberries? Probably strawberries. Or 600,000 strawberries, or how about 50,000 strawberries for one cow? So that's why we kind of need money. Money is a good unit of exchange, what they call that. So there are different types of money, or I'm sorry, different types of transactions, ranging from simple exchanges, such as buying a sandwich at a deli, to more complex financial transactions, such as buying a house or investing in stocks or bonds. Transactions can be conducted in person, over the phone, online, or through other means. And they can involve a wide range of parties, including individuals, businesses, or financial institutions. You guys can definitely check this video out. I was supposed to check this video out, but it's supposed to take you somewhere to teach you a little bit more about money. For now, let's just go ahead and keep reading. Goods Money is the value by which goods are exchanged. Money is not the value for which goods are exchanged. In summary, money facilitates trades because everyone accepts it as final payment. It also allows us to measure value and compare different goods and services. Next, we'll look at the function of money. So here is the functions of money. When it comes to buying and selling goods and services, money is the key player. Money serves several important functions in the world, like one, store value. Money should maintain its value over time, making it useful as a method to save and invest value of human labor. This lets people use money to plan for the future and borrow and lend money. So the next time you're saving up for something special, remember that money is more than just a way to pay for things. Is a tool to help you plan and invest in your future. Number two, money is a medium of exchange. With money, you don't have to find someone who wants exactly what you have to trade. Instead, you can use money to buy and sell anything you want. This makes trading and commerce much more convenient and efficient. And then lastly, number three, unit of account. Money provides a universal standard of value that allows people to express and compare the price of different goods and services. This allows for a more efficient and transparent market where people can make informed decisions about what they buy and sell by comparing, prices and whatnot. So that was number three, unit of account. Think of it like this: if you wanted to buy a new car, you could compare prices from different dealerships and make an informed decision about which one to buy based on the price in dollars. Without a unit of account, you'd have to try to compare the value of one car to another using something else like the number of cows, or you know where I'm going with this. These three functions are what allows economies to become complex and dynamic. Without, I don't know why I said dynamic like that, but dynamic. Without money, it would be much harder to buy and sell goods and services, and our economy would be much less developed. So here we got a class exercise. So let's see what this is. What function of money is this an example of? So Evan decides to save a portion of his weekly paychecks to buy a puppy. So that would be a store value, right? Adam buy 2 slices of pizza for 8.30 at Ray's Pizza. So that would be a medium of exchange, right? And Mark can decide whether to buy concert tickets for $75 or buy a ski pass for $95, right? So that's a unit of exchange, and he's comparing these two things because he can compare the value of it because he has a unit of account. Did I just say unit of exchange? I'm sorry if I said unit of exchange, because he has a unit of account um, for these services or a product. So those were the three examples. So again, Mark can decide whether to buy concert tickets for $75 or a ski pass. He's using the function of money, the unit of account there. Here's the medium of exchange because he's buying pizza, and Evan's saving his paychecks, and that's because the money is a good store value. So in order for money to play out these functions among society, it must have these properties. Over time, people have ultimately realized that money must possess certain qualities to be effective as a medium of exchange, and also the other medium exchange, unit of account, and also, I'm sorry, brain fart, store value. So these characteristics include durability, divisibility, portability, acceptability, scarcity, and fungibility. Um, so we can definitely go over. So let's go over fungibility, just so certain people, for some people, I know this definitely a term that I learned here not too long ago, especially when NFT days, right? So crypto people that went through the crypto cycle, and now we're here. I'm glad you guys are here with me. So fungibility refers to the interchangeability of money. So that one unit of money is equivalent to the another unit of the same value. So let me say that again, and let me just say how they say it. So again, fungibility refers to the interchangeability of money, so that one unit of money is equivalent to another unit of money. So $1 equals $1. So your $1 bill is equal to my $1 bill. We can't say that if you have, let's say Kyrie Irving card, and it's not going to be the same value as my Kyrie Irving card. They're both not valued the same. Um, that would be non-fungible. Money is more fungible, or it is fungible. So these are the six properties of money. So again, durability refers to money's ability to resist physical deterioration. That's a pretty hard word for me to say, deterioration, and last over time. So something like cigarettes wouldn't be good money because that would deteriorate. This ensures that money can circulate in the economy in an acceptable and recognizable state. Gold is a durable material that can withstand wear and tear, making it a good representation of money's durability characteristic. Divisible refers to money's ability to be divided into smaller units so that people can use it to make purchases of varying amounts. Paper bills can easily be divided into smaller denominations, making them a good representation of money divisibility characteristics. So again, you could turn $1 into 4 quarters or 100 pennies is divisible. Portability refers to the ease with which money can be transported and carried around. This allows people to use money to buy and sell goods and services without difficulty. Credit cards are portable as they can easily be carried in a wallet or purse, making them a good representation of money's portability characteristic. Acceptability. Money refers to the widespread acceptance of money as a form of payment so that people can use it. I'm sorry. So so that people can use it to buy and sell goods and services with confidence. The US dollar is widely accepted as a form of payment, making it a good representation of money acceptability characteristic. So again, money has to be widely accepted. Scarcity refers to the limited supply of money, which helps maintain its value and prevents us from having to spend more money to buy the same amount of goods. Collectible stamps, especially rare and valuable ones, can be a good form of money because they are scarce and can appreciate in value over time. Stamp collectors often use their stamps as a way to invest their wealth and diversify their portfolio. And then fungibility again. Money must be uniform. One $20 bill must equal the other 20, and the other 20 1 cent must equal the other 1 cent, the other penny, and so on. So class exercise. So let's go ahead and do this class exercise. So overall, these characteristics make money a useful and effective tool for facilitating trade and commerce, and they are essential for economic development and stability. So here, for this class exercise, different assets have different properties and perform the functions. Let me start that over. I'm sorry. So different assets have different properties and perform the functions of money to varying degrees. Society ultimately determines which asset is used as money based on factors such as the six properties we just discussed and the functions. So stability, scarcity, divisibility, transferability, acceptance, and as a medium of exchange. So to determine how well different items fit the specific characteristics of money, you can score each items on a scale from 1 to 5 for each characteristics. So let's go ahead and so we're just gonna go ahead and check off, if which asset here or which item here has these characteristics that makes good money, good money. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the little paint so we can go ahead and check this off together. So let's see here. So, would you guys say that cows are durable? I wouldn't say that cows are really durable. I mean, they are to an extent, but they can't last you 1,000 years, right? If you want to save, or let's say you're saving in your 401k and you got 50 years to go, 40 years to go, cows wouldn't really do it. Cigarettes also not really durable at all. Diamonds, I guess diamonds are durable as far as my knowledge, right? So let's hope, and let's use the let's just use the star. Let's try this. Eh, Can we do that better? I can't do it right. All right. So diamonds, we'll give diamonds durable. Euros, not well. Are we talking about paper money? Paper money is not really the most durable, right? You can't leave out in the rain. It'll like the word they had, deteriorate. I got practice on that word, but yeah. So maybe coins though, metal coins can be durable. So just because of metal coins, and I see the coins in the pictures, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to it. Bitcoin definitely durable. And why is my star coming up? Of course, Bitcoin definitely durable. Cows portable. Yeah, cows are, I guess, portable. Not the best, but I guess they have four legs, right? So I guess we'll be specific. Cigarettes. Yeah, cigarettes are pretty portable. Diamonds portable. Uh, Diamonds portable. Euros portable. Bitcoin portable. Uniform. No, one cow doesn't equal another cow. So a baby cow is not probably it's not going to be as worth much as a full grown cow, or vice versa, or however one will want to value a cow. So cows are not uniform. Cigarettes, yes, they're pretty uniform. Diamond, no, every diamond that you pick up is not going to look like this one here. So one diamond is not uniform to another. Euros, yes, fiat money is uniform, and Bitcoin definitely acceptable. No, cows really not accepted as money. Cigarettes not really accepted as money. Diamonds, no. Euros, yes, because it's fiat money. Bitcoin, yes. We're gonna say yes because you can use Bitcoin as money on the interweb. Scarce, are cows scarce? We'll say yes. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think there's an unlimited supply of cows. Cigarettes, no. You can create as much cigarettes. Diamonds, yes. As far as we know, yes. Euros, yes. Fiat. Bitcoin, yes. 21 million. Divisible, no. You can't just chop up a cow, I guess you can. But you guys know what I mean. You guys can't really use cow as good money. One cow leg is not going to be worth another cow leg. Cigarettes, divisible. Um, we'll just give it to it, huh? I guess, once a half a cigarette could be, oh, I don't know. Let's be nice and say it. Diamonds divisible, yes, right? Like maybe. Guess we'll give it to it. Maybe, I don't know. Euros, uh, definitely. And Bitcoin, definitely. That's where we got our Satoshis from. 100 million Satoshis. So let me just double check that. Now I want to double check myself. 100 million. I have to. I definitely have to. Yeah, so each Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshi. I just had to double check. It's been a while. All right, let's continue on. One moment. So as we can see here, Bitcoin and euros are definitely probably the best money right now. In this example, you can say, US dollars or whatever is your international currency. And this is why we use that as money, because it has these characteristics. So back to the Bitcoin diploma. Let's pull that back up. Here we go. Types of money. Money can be divided into two main categories: physical and digital. Physical money includes fiat money, which is the paper bills and coins issued by governments and accepted as a medium of exchange. Representative money, which represents a claim on a physical commodity. And we also have commodity money, which is a physical object that has intrinsic value and is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. For example, gold or silver, or gold coin or silver coin. Let's go here. Not all money is the same. Commodity money, let's say gunpowder object, like does gunpowder once serve as commodity money? Yeah, one heck of a time to be alive then. Representative money, like this silver certificate could be exchanged for silver, right? Or if that money wasn't a claim for gold, then you can exchange it for gold. That's representative money. And then we got fiat money. Beautiful. Today's Federal Reserve notes are fiat money decreed by the federal government to be an acceptable way to pay debts. Digital currencies, on the other hand, can be used for online transactions and include electronic currencies such as stable coins or cryptocurrencies. So that's digital currencies. They then, oh, I'm sorry. So sorry about that, guy. Then we have electronic currencies, are digital versions of regular money like dollars or euros, and can be used to buy and sell things online via digital payment rails. So like Cash App and Chime and Zelle, and all that great stuff. Payment rails are the infrastructure enabling the movement of electronic currencies and other digital assets from one place to another. However, in the traditional financial system, there is always a middleman, such as a bank or other financial institution, that charges a fee and has the authority to accept, cancel, or revert or delay transactions. In the intermediated financial system, the main types of digital payment rails include card networks, which facilitate the transfer of funds between financial institutions and merchants when a customer makes a purchase using a debit card or a credit card, and digital wallets, which are online accounts that allow users to store and manage their electronic currencies and make payments by transferring funds from their account to the recipient's account. So we have central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, digital versions of countries' fiat currencies, which are issued and backed by the central bank and intermediated by the government. Stablecoins, digital currencies designed to maintain a stable value relative to an asset like the US dollar. Cryptocurrencies, a type of digital currency. Some cryptocurrencies are decentralized and governed by rules, while others are centralized and controlled by a small group of people. Ultimately, a currency that operates without intermediaries is more efficient and beneficial for society, as it prevents a few individuals from controlling the money supply and concentrating their power. However, creating such a currency that facilitates secure transactions without relying on trust between parties has been a challenge throughout history. To achieve this, a currency must be created that operates like the internet, where control is distributed amongst everyone and no one at the same time. This requires the agreement of all parties, including those who hold power, to relinquish control for the greater good. Now is the psychology of money, scarcity, time preference, and trade offs. Imagine you are stranded in the desert and you only have one bottle of water left. You are thirsty and desperate for a drink, but you also know that you would need the water to survive until you can find more. This is a classic example of scarcity. You only have a limited amount of resource, water, and you must make a choice about how to use it. In this situation, you might decide to ration it and take small sips over a longer period of time and make it last as long as possible. Alternative, sorry, tongue twister. Alternatively, you might decide to drink as much as you can in one go, hoping that the burst of hydration will give you the energy you need to find more water. Regardless of which choice you make, you are faced with a difficult decision. In this case, the choice is between quenching your immediate thirst and conserving the water for later. I'm sorry, let me reread that. In this case, the choice is between quenching your immediate thirst and conserving the water for later. This concept of scarcity applies to all kinds of resources, not just water. Whether it's money, time, or even love and attention, we are constantly faced with choices about how to allocate our limited resources. There are two types of scarcity: human made and natural. Human made, also known as centralized scarcity, includes things like limited edition designer bags, rare sports cars, and numbered art pieces. This can be easily replicated or counterfeited. Natural scarcity, also known as decentralized scarcity, includes things like salt, shells, and precious metals like gold. These are harder to replicate or counterfeit. The main differences between the two is control. Centralized scarcity is controlled by a single entity, like a company or a government, while decentralized scarcity is not controlled by anyone. An example of centralized scarcity that disproportionately affects the poor is the control of essential resources like clean water. In some regions, access to clean water is managed by private companies or government entities that may limit its distribution, leading to a scarcity of this vital resource. This centralized control can result in price increases or unequal access to clean water, with impoverished communities often bearing the brunt of the impact. Limited access to clean water not only affects their health or well-being, but also perpetuates poverty as they may be forced to paying higher prices for water or travel long distances to obtain it. Scarcity affects our choices. Understanding it can improve our decision making. When often have I'm so sorry. We often have to choose between immediate gains and long-term benefits, and these trade-offs shape our path to achieving our goals. Ain't that the truth? An example of time preference. Let's say you have the option to receive $100 today or $110 in a year. If you have a high time preference, you might choose to receive the $100 today because you value the $100 now more than the benefits of waiting a year for the extra $10. On the other hand, if you have a low time preference, you'll prefer to wait for the larger reward because you are more focused on long term planning and less concerned with immediate gratification. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a Quizlet, and I'm glad I did because this may simplify, time preference a little bit more. And as always, I would love you guys to pull up the quiz in the description and go over it, answer it. It will help me help you guys understand where we at, and I know what I have to do to try to explain things a little bit better. So one moment as I try to pull up this Quizlet. Where are you, Quizlet? Okay, time preference worksheet. So the Stowe family of 5 people, owns 5 acres of land outside of a small town. They want to build a home, grow food, and start a business. They can either take a big loan and build fast, high time preference, or build slowly with their own savings, low time preference. When you submit this form, da 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 da. So, okay, question one. What is, okay, I'm sorry. What is one likely result of the high time preference path? A family owns everything from day one. The family has no debt. The family is burdened by monthly loan payments. The family grows slowly but sustainably. It would be C. The family is burdened by monthly loan payments because they have a high time preference. They will most likely get a loan and they will be burdened, or however you would like to perceive it. They will have to pay the monthly loan payments. What is one key benefit? So number two, what is one key benefit of the low time preference path? The family takes a large debt. They build a huge house immediately. They give up ownership to investors. They own everything they built debt free. It would be D. They own everything they built debt free. Whether or not that means they will have to build slower because they don't have the big loan, but in any case, they own everything debt free, low time preference path. Remember, because the question was they can either take a big loan out and build fast or build slowly with their own savings, right? And if they have their own savings, they're debt free. They own everything they build. Number three, if the economy slows down and income drops, what risk does the high time preference path face? A family can easily pause building and save more. The family may struggle to make loan payments and risk losing assets. They can sell homemade goods and expand faster. They already own their land, so nothing can go wrong. It would be B. They may struggle to make loan payments and risk losing assets because, again, they took the loan out. This would be the high time preference path. Let's submit. Oh, 70. Whoa, I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see what I got wrong. The family is burdened. So I'm sorry. So we did pick the right answer. I just accidentally picked the wrong answer as the right answer. But yes, it would be what is one likely result of the high time preference path? It would be that the family is burdened by monthly low payments. The family grows slowly but sustainably. That is a low time preference. So I'll make sure I'll fix this before you guys get into it. But this should be 100. We got 100 because we did pick C, D, and B. And this is the end of chapter 2. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I apologize for the little mix up there, but this is, I do want to do this live, so this is why I'm trying to do these in like one take. And when you do something, in one take, you gotta expect the mess ups. But anyways, I'm Sunny and So Sovereign. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, please follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it. I would definitely appreciate that. BTC Money Matters. We are the Money Matters Coalition. Again, I'm Sunny and So Sovereign. I'm out.